So a lot of people come to me asking me how young is too young to start, and when should a person start training? The youngest student that I took, because I really start with technique first, was 7. And I don't take many 7-year-olds. The reason I took her was because she not only had such a good tone and a good sound, but she was so into it. Like, her attention span was really focused on this subject. And I knew that, instantly we struck up this relationship and that it was going to work. And so there's a lot of factors that, go into my choice in that regard. But I think one of the reasons why parents tend to hear this general comment of, don't train your child too young, you could ruin their voice, is if they train with more of a, sorry guys, but musical theater teacher who's only teaching them to belt and is not concerned with the health of their voice, this can be damaging. So you want to make sure that you find a coach that has a really good, solid technique under their belt. And then, there really is no age too young as long as their attention span is there. I mean, it's not going to be interesting for a 5-year-old to study technique. They might want to sing songs. I mean, if they're interested in music, I would have them learn piano or learn an instrument, and that's the place to start. I started at 6 with guitar. And, I didn't get into singing until later. You want to stimulate their interest in music, and there's actually, scientists say that there's an area of the brain that grows with musical education. So that's why I make space in my programs for 8 students under the age of 15 every year, because I really believe in fostering the talent in young singers. But either way, it's important to have a coach that really understands technique and can lead them correctly so they don't hurt their voices. And it's invaluable for them because then it's set up in their muscle memory to sing correctly. For instance, Katy Perry, I think, started when she was 9 with opera lessons. She trained from 9 to 16. But you can hear it in her voice. She has a lot of overtones and a lot of clarity and a lot of tone. And so it's a cool thing to do, as long as you find the right coach. Hey guys, I'm going to give you an exercise right now to master your breath in just 10 minutes a day. Singing really has so much to do with the power of the breath. It's about controlling the breath. It's not about pushing the air out. It's about letting the air ring inside the mouth and inside the resonating cavities. So getting control of the breath makes a huge difference. How you're going to do that, I'm going to teach you this breathing exercise, and you can do it in the morning for 5 minutes and in the evening for 5 minutes before you go to bed. So this exercise has to do with slowing the breath down in order to get control of it. So I want you to sit in a comfortable chair. You can also lie down and do this exercise. If you're lying down, put your knees up and your feet flat on the floor. If you're sitting, just sit comfortably. Put one hand on your belly, and you can also put one hand on your rib cage. I'm going to have you blow the air out, and then you're going to inhale for 10 counts. And you're going to inhale slowly like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And as you do that, if you notice, my middle of my body, my stomach, and my ribcage are slowly expanding. Slowly expanding. So you don't want to, fill too quickly. You want to slowly expand like you're blowing up a balloon inside your body. And then you're going to exhale with a hiss for 15 counts. So your goal is to be able to do 10 of these back to back comfortably. And when you can do that, you're on your way to mastering your breath. So let's give it a try. So hand on your rib cage, hand on your belly. You can be sitting or lying on the floor, blowing the air out gently. Inhaling slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And exhaling. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You keep going. 12, 13, 14, 15, and relax. Okay, so now let's try that again. And what I want you to do this time is when you wrap that breath around and you come to that next inhale, I don't want you to gasp the air in, because some of you will really feel like you're out of breath at 15 counts. But the goal of this exercise is to smooth it all out. So if you're pushing that air out too quickly on that exhale, you're going to feel like you want to gasp the air in, but that's not how to work the exercise. How to work the exercise is to actually don't push out so much air, but be comfortably exhaled so that you can inhale more easily. Okay? So when you come around to that inhale, I want you to take that inhale in very slow. That's how you start to control the breath. So the way to do this exercise is to do it 10 repetitions in a row, and I recommend doing it in the morning when you first wake up. It energizes your body and gets you kind of focused, and at the same time, you're mastering your breath and controlling your breath. And I also recommend it at the end of the day before you go to bed. Nice way to drift off to sleep. So I'm going to teach you a warm-up. This is warm-up number 1. The first thing that you want to do when you're warming up your voice, we call a lip trill. And a lip trill is the best way to warm up because you're not using a full vocalization, so you can sing higher in your range and lower in your range, and it warms your voice up very nicely. You can do them the traditional way with a scale that I'm going to show you right now, but you can also do them more casually, like I just did, for a few moments, and it warms up the laryngeal muscles and gets the breath flowing. If you're having trouble with this, you can put one finger on either side of the mouth and just press in slightly, because some people tend to put too much air in the pockets of their cheek, and that causes a problem. But in general, a lip trill is pretty simple and requires that you breathe a little bit. Okay, so we're going to start with our first lip trill, and it sounds like this. Okay, and we're going to go up the range. Here we go. Okay, and you can keep going and you can come down. Lip trills are a great way to warm up. They open the breathing and they get all the muscles of the face and the tongue and the vocal muscles warm very quickly. So voice warm-up number 2, the best thing to do next is to warm up your vowels. So singing, as singers, we sing on the vowels, and we want to make our vowels nice and clear. So we're going to sing A, E, I, and O. And as I'm singing, notice how my mouth is a little bit more open. That's more correct singing, and that's better singing. When a singer is singing with jaw tension, their jaw will tend to be closed and their vowels will sound more guttural. So good singing is a nice open mouth, but not over open, but that it's open, and also that the jaw is a little bit further lengthened instead of going wider. Okay, so instead of ah, I'm going ah, and that creates more shape for the sound to actually resonate inside the mouth, and it makes it easier to sing. Okay, so we're gonna sing O-A to start. So we're gonna sing O-A, O-A. So I'm gonna go up the scale. Just follow me. O-A, 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 O-A. Then A-A-O. Continue. E-A-O. And on E, the tendency is to go E, but I want E, E-A-O, and E-A-O, E-A-O. Continue up. E-A-O, E-A-O. Then U-A-E, 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 I-U, ah, ooh, ah, ooh, ah, oh, ah, oh, ah, oh, ah. So I want you to watch how I sang and the positions for the different vowels for my mouth. And if you notice that my mouth didn't change a whole lot, but my lips had a little bit of action, again, this is really good singing. Why? Because we want all of our vowels to really come from the same place. We want, whether I'm singing ah, e, I, o. Notice how when my mouth doesn't move around a whole lot, the sound stays the same. So what we don't want is I-O, right? So those extra motions closing the jaw really screws around with the sound. So this is a great exercise to warm up your vowels. So I'm going to teach you another warm-up. This exercise is really designed to help with the break area, so that you don't sing squeaky when you go into head voice and bumpy when you make that transition. And we're going to use an vowel, and an vowel keeps the larynx in a little bit of a deeper position. The larynx being the vocal muscles. So right here in the voice box, if you put your finger on the top of your Adam's apple or your thyroid cartilage and swallow, you feel it move up. And now take a yawn. Do you feel it move down? Well, when the larynx stays in a deeper position, we can control the voice better. So this exercise helps us do that. So we're going to sing mum, 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 mum. The M also helps us bring the resonance to the lips and out of the throat. Very important. Here we go. Mum, 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 mum. Mum, 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 mum. I'm going to go a little faster. Mum, 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 mum. 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 This exercise will help you control that change between the chest and the head voice. So you always want to complete your warm-up with an arpeggio. An arpeggio is a 1, 3, 5, 8 of the chord. Why is that important? Because it covers some range, and we want to finish the vocal warm-up with range, so you can expand your range a little bit. So we're going to sing on some different vowels. We're going to start with ah. So we're going to sing ah. And notice how my voice, how my jaw is down. There's more of an oval or egg-shaped position of the mouth. This is really important. If you have trouble doing that, you might want to put 2 fingers at your chin and kind of gently pull your jaw down. You can also use your hand to hold your jaw down. That's a little bit more of an advanced technique. But just propping your jaw with 2 fingers is a great way to start that. Most people don't have much length in their jaw when they start singing, so it's something you have to work on. Okay? So we're going to sing ah, 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 ah. I'm going to move to E now. E, E, E. Arpeggios are a really important way to, again, expand the range and complete your warm-up. I just did the ascending scale. You can also come back down. And that's an exercise that you should learn how to sing a cappella and memorize. Once you get that memorized inside your ear and inside your voice, you'll have much more flexibility and your range will expand. So humming is another way to warm up quickly. It isn't something that we use a lot. We tend to use it with people that have a lot of strain or stress in their voice because it's a lighter mechanism, but it's an easy, quick way to warm up. And here's a little insider tip. If you're at a club and you forgot to warm up, the best thing to do is to hum along with the music that's playing. And that is a great way to actually warm up your voice. But here's a quick little humming warm-up that I use in my studio. So we sing, hmm, 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 hmm. And I'm kind of adding a little hmm to it. There's a little H there, so there's a little breath release. Hmm, 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 hmm. Nice and light. Hmm, 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 keep it light. So that's a great little exercise to warm up quickly. And you can do it without a piano. If you learn that little scale, just learn it a cappella. You can do it anytime, anywhere.